Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So this video is going to be a little bit different and I don't even know what I'm going to call it yet, but I figured I would just go ahead and explain my thought process for this video. So whenever you are in YouTube and you're on the desktop version, if you click on someone's channel, the first thing that shows up if they have the settings for this turned on is a video, and it automatically plays and it's like an intro to their channel. And I feel like OG YouTube beauty community, it would be like these like weird montages of like music and like the type of videos that you do, and it'd be like it'd have like hauls and like it would just go through all the different things, tutorials, and you would know exactly what that person does. And it got me thinking because I normally just throw like a random video on there, like I think I have something from Indie Makeup Releases, and I thought, you know what, maybe it would be a good idea to actually just sit down and talk about me for a little bit. Just if you are new to my channel, then this might be really helpful as far as frequently asked questions, what kind of technology I use, filters, Facetune, how I handle PR, sponsorships, my skin type, and then I figured I would talk a little bit about the content that I produce, and then a little bit about me at the end, and just like who I am as a person, what my age is, the fact that I have a child, because that shocks a lot of people. So I thought I would just do this all together, and hopefully it's not a stupid idea. And even if you are not new to my channel, hopefully you enjoy this and learn something new and it's not too repetitive. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump on in. So first off, I figured I would talk about the technical side of my channel. The camera that I use is the Canon T5I in this moment in time. I am hoping in the year 2020 that I will upgrade to a camera that focuses better, but just bear with me. I've been asked, not very often, but I just wanted to address this really quickly, if I have any filters on my videos, and I do not. This is me. I will say that I feel like lighting can kind of be a filter, like having softbox and everything. I feel like it makes my skin look even better. Like I've had really bad skin days, and then I watch my video and I'm like, my skin looks pretty good. So I think that lighting definitely contributes to looking like I have better skin than I do, but I do not go out of my way to add any filters to my videos or to my camera. Honestly, even if I wanted to, I could not. I have no idea how to do that. I also figured really quickly I would just talk about Facetune, even though this is videos. If you are familiar with my Instagram, I just want to get it out there because I'm not hiding anything. I want to be completely transparent. I try to edit my pictures the least amount possible. If it's a far away picture, normally I will do almost no editing at all, unless I have like a really like a blemish that's really just like taken up like the attention of the photo. Or sometimes I will go in and darken my lashes a little bit because I have very blonde lashes, and when I go in with mascara, normally on the bottom here you can see a little bit of like orange, and I hate that. So if you ever see any of my pictures on Instagram and you're like, how is this edited? I don't edit the blending, I don't edit colors, I don't make anything look more like contrast, or like I don't do anything along those lines. The only thing I would do is add a little bit of depth to my lashes and a little bit of smoothness, and that's pretty much it. Next is just to talk about my lighting really quickly in case you're interested. I have a ring light in front of me that I got from Amazon for like $100, and I also have two softbox lights to the sides of me on like 45-degree angles, so I feel like that keeps me pretty well lit. And then I have a light over me, which actually adds a little bit more warmth to the overall look of my videos. And then last but not least, as far as my audio quality, I am using a, gosh, what is it called? My mic is a Rode Mic Pro, I believe. The only other thing would be that I use Adobe Premiere Pro for editing, in case you're curious. Alright, so now let's go ahead and talk about money. So first off, as far as sponsored videos go, I have them very few and far between, but whenever I have a video that is sponsored, I will clearly state this video is sponsored by blah 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 in the beginning of the video, and then I like to put it at the very end of the description box. I feel like I've heard people say it's shady. They're like, oh, they put in the beginning, I couldn't see it, they put in the end, I couldn't see it, they put in the middle, I couldn't see it. So just to get it out there really quickly, I say it in the very beginning of the video and I put it at the end of the description box, and I always disclose. As far as PR goes, I do accept it. I have no problem with it. I try to be pretty selective about what I say yes to, just because I want to make sure it's something that I'll enjoy and also that you guys will enjoy hearing about. I do go ahead and in my description box, anytime I talk about anything that was PR, I try to add 2 little asterisks, 2 little stars. That's my way of saying it. I also have it written out in my description box that the product was sent to me for consideration of review or something. I don't remember how I worded it exactly, but I do have that little star, the 2-star system. As far as affiliate links and affiliate codes, I do use both. For links, I don't really, I don't mark each one that is affiliate, but I do have a disclaimer in my description box that some links are affiliate, just so you know. As far as codes go, I try to always put like in parentheses code AMYLOVES, and then I do 1 asterisk so you know if it's affiliate, and that is all together. And then I also have an entire thing in my description box that's all my codes so that you can find them very easily. My code for every place that I'm affiliated with is AMYLOVES, because I feel like it makes it super easy, super simple to remember. The only other thing I could think of to include in this little category here is that I am on Octoly, which is an online free store, and it's specifically for like influencers or whatever you want to call them, and it like lists out different beauty products, and you can like try to, like, you put in a request for something, you say why you would like to try it, and the brand can approve or deny you. And that is PR, but it is considered like you have to do a video on it. You can say anything negative you want, you could say anything positive, like you could destroy the product, it doesn't matter, but you have to do a review. Alright, so quickly just to talk about my other social medias, just in case you want to connect with me on anything other than YouTube. I do have 2 different Instagram accounts. One is Amy Loves Makeup, and I just post like product shots and up close eye pictures and, you know, just like my makeup and stuff. And I like to post things on my stories and ask you guys for polls. I love doing that. So it's just a way to get to know me a little bit better. If you ever want to get in contact with me, that's probably the best way, is to send me a DM on there. I try to get back to most people who have like impending questions, but I'm not the best at that. I'll admit it, just because I'm busy and I stretch myself too thin, and sometimes I just forget to respond to people, even like people in my real life, like my best friend. I'll go a week and be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I never responded to you, but I try to do my best. And my other Instagram is Indie Makeup Spotlight, which is basically just news for all indie makeup, and I love it. I'm so proud of it. I feel like it's just a great way to keep up with all the indie makeup that's coming out. So definitely recommend following that if you are interested to stay up with all the indie makeup, because there's a lot, and there's a lot of really cool smaller brands that I like to highlight on there. And then I also do have a Twitter. I believe it's Amy Loves Makeup with 2 Y's, and I'm pretty good at responding on Twitter. I don't really post anything important on my Twitter, but those are my other social medias. So next is just to answer any questions on how I respond to comments, because I got a question about this and I thought it was good to address, and someone asked if I just heart things to heart them, or if I actually read them and answer questions. And I do love the heart system because I feel like it lets you know, like, I saw your comment, and it's just quick and easy. I try to respond to as many people as possible, and I've spent like hours responding to comments, and it is like, I feel like it's a really big part of YouTube and being active with your subscribers, so I try to do my best. I try to say thank you all the time because, you know, I don't ever want to think like I deserve or am entitled to compliments. I think that you guys are all kind with your sweet words, and I really do appreciate them. And then I always try to answer if there's any questions, or if you write like a super long comment, I try to respond in every way that I can. So I try to do my best to always respond, and if I ever miss a question, that's honestly just probably my mistake. Sometimes I read fast. I'm a fast reader, and sometimes I miss things. So if I ever don't answer a question, please feel free to comment it again or message me and be like, hey, I missed this. Like, can you tell me blah, blah, blah? And I will do my best. Next, just to answer any questions about my skin, because I feel like this is really important whenever I recommend things and if it'll work for you or not. First of all, my foundation shade. A long time ago, I was matched as an NW10 at MAC. It's been a hot minute. I bought the foundation. I had to return it because it literally gave me an allergic reaction. But that was the shade that they matched me as. I thought I was a little bit lighter than that, but just overall, so you know, MAC NW10. I feel like most people know their MAC shade. I also really love, here I have 2 shades here that are like my perfect. The Milani 00A Porcelain is a really good match for me, and also the BH Cosmetics foundation in the shade Ivory. I believe Tarte Porcelain is also really good for me, so those are just an idea. I have shade 100 from Fenty Beauty, and I feel like it might be just a touch too light for me, but I am very, very fair. I feel like on my videos I don't look as fair as I am, but I am really stinking fair, so just keep that in mind as far as my thoughts on different highlighters or blushes. My skin type is definitely completely dry. I have very, very dry skin. I wouldn't say that I get a lot of dry patches except for on my nose. That's my driest area. But overall, I prefer anything that's more dewy, and anything that's matte is just not my friend. So the products I recommend for the face or that I rave about are going to be specifically best for probably normal to dry skin. My last thing is just my skin concerns, which is basically just that I don't really have many. If you are someone who has like pore problems, like maybe my recommendations for a primer is not going to be the best. The only thing I really have is just like my smile lines, which actually they're not really showing in the foundation that I'm wearing today, which is nice. But I don't really have a lot of skin problems. I get acne here and there, a few blemishes, a little bit of texture right here, but overall that's probably something to keep in mind. Like I said, some highlighters that I've seen people say like, oh, this gives a lot of texture. I feel like it personally doesn't give me much texture, and that's because there's already not a lot of texture there. I don't mean that in a braggy way at all. I don't think I have amazing skin by any means, but I just want you to know as far as recommendations go. Alright, so next is moving on to the kind of content that you will see on my channel. First of all, I am cruelty-free. I do not buy any products that were tested on animals or brands that test their products on animals, even when required by law. I also do not support brands that sell mink lashes because the treatment of minks is horrible. I'll leave a link down below. I'm not going to explain everything or put pictures or anything, but it's definitely worth looking into, especially when there are so many synthetic lashes that are just as beautiful and no animals have to die or be harmed for it. I am doing my best to no longer buy any brushes that are not synthetic, although brushes that I already have may have animal hair. So if I talk about something and you're like, hey, that has animal hair, it's an old purchase. I put it in my head, and I think it was last year someone asked me about it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I really should not buy any brushes that are not synthetic. So that's just something to expect from my channel. I'm not judging anyone. I'm not perfect by any means. Next is that I do a lot of indie focused content, which you might already realize if you've been on my channel for a bit, but I really enjoy talking about smaller brands. I also do a lot of colorful makeup, I would say. I'm more of a nude lip girl, but you can definitely expect a lot of colorful looks. I try to do very constructive reviews, not quick reviews, not quick first impression turned into review. I just really want to take my time. I very much value the responsibility that I have to be smart when I recommend something and not just push products. I don't know anything scientifically about makeup and the way that it is produced. I know a few things here and there that I've caught on with, but if you're like looking for someone to do an in-depth breakdown of ingredients, that's not going to be me. I do have an upload schedule and I try to stick to it. I get excited about a video and I just want to post it right away, but normally you can expect Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday is my indie makeup releases, which is when I talk about the new releases on the indie market in the beginning, and then I'll sometimes throw in a few mainstream at the end if they're more interesting, and I really love doing that each week and it's really fun. So Sunday mornings. I also would say that I try to do a fair amount of tutorials, 2 looks with a palette, 3 looks with a palette. I do week of videos where I do 5 looks, which those take a little longer to do, so they're a little bit farther and fewer in between. But I do feel like I do a lot of tutorials. All right, we're at the end, so I'm going to go ahead and just tell you a few things about me. First off, I get questions if this is my real hair color, and it is. I am a redhead and it runs in my family. It is not dyed. I also get questions every once in a while if these are my real lips or if I get lip filler or anything like that. I feel like it's obvious because I don't think my lips are very proportionate. Like as far as like top to bottom goes, but these are the lips that I was given by God, no filler included. I figured I would also mention that I am located in the United States. I feel like it's kind of obvious, but I don't know if I have an accent of any kind. I got asked once if I was Canadian and I was like, oh, that's so nice. Like, thank you for asking me if I'm Canadian. But no, I'm not. I am 22 years old and I am a single mom to a 2.5-year-old, which feels crazy to say. Like, I can't believe he is almost going to be 3. I probably need to stop using the excuse that I'm still eating for 2. His name is Roman, if I ever mention him. He was named after Roman Reigns, the WWE wrestler. And I love him with all my heart. And I get told a lot that I'm very mature, and I feel like having him young and different things that I've been through in my life definitely caused that. I would say I thought I would mention really quickly just one thing that I am working on as far as being on social media in regards to having a channel is that for some reason I'm just super defensive, and I try not to be. When someone leaves a comment, I try to think in the best light, But I just thought I would throw that out there. Like, that is something that I'm working on, and it's an insecurity of mine, and I don't know why I get defensive sometimes. But if we ever have a weird moment or I misunderstand you, I do apologize. I tried my best to always see things in the best light. And I like have a goal to kill people with kindness. That's what I want to do. But sometimes I just get in my head and I'm like, why did they say this? Like, what did they mean? What was their true intention? And I kind of just like, my own self-critiquing head kind of turns it into something it's not. I'm trying to think if there's anything else notable to say about myself for this like introduction type video. I do have 5 siblings. My parents have been together for like 30 years, which is crazy. I would say that I am a very loyal person, but also pretty sensitive. I'm a Taurus. I am a night owl through and through. In fact, it is like almost 2 a.m. right now, and I need to get up in a few hours, which is great. I don't really have any hobbies that I could think of. Mostly, I just love reading books, and watching shows and novellas. If you have any recommendations at all, please feel free to leave them down below because I'm obsessed. I just finished watching Ruby today, which was an interesting ride to say the least, and I want to scream it to the rooftops that I liked Teresa so much more. I also wanted to mention really quickly that I do have a P.O. box now. I've been asked many times in the past if I had one, and I have not until very recently. I already added in my description box in the past few videos, but I just wanted to address it really quickly so that I can say it's there, but please, 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 please do not feel like you need to send me any gifts or spend your money on me. I would feel so weird and awkward, and like I just don't think that I'm deserving of that or that I need that at all. Like, I would just feel so bad if anyone spent their money on me. So like, please, please don't do that. I know it's there, but it's specifically like for letters, or if you want to send like a card, like I would happily accept that. I feel weird even saying this disclaimer or like saying this at all because I feel like who's gonna send me anything, but I did have a subscriber once tell me if I ever got a P.O. box that Roman would have a lot of nannies, and he really does not want for anything. He has everything he needs, so do I. So I just wanted to say that really quickly. I appreciate the gesture so much. Just would feel so bad if anyone spent their money on me. So I just wanted to get that out of the way really quickly. I mostly just bought it if there's any letters or cards, or so I could give it to brands so that I'm not giving so many brands my home address. I'm not trying to get murdered. Alright, so I think that is everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and whether you are a brand new subscriber or old watching this, I appreciate you so, so much, and I'm so happy to have you here. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.